Subaru of America launched 4 new TV spots during the Screen Actors Guild Awards Sunday night, including 2 that feature the new 3-row 2019 Ascent SUV. Although the automaker is not planning a Super Bowl spot this year, the brand will continue its sponsorship of the alternative tongue-in-cheek programming, The Puppy Bowl on Animal Planet, for the 8th consecutive year, says Brian Cavalucci, National Advertising Manager for Subaru of America. The latest installment of the dog-tested, dog-approved campaign from Carmichael Lynch includes the Barclays family of dogs, first introduced in 2009. The new spots pay tribute to the scenarios Subaru drivers find themselves in with their own families, while also showcasing the brand's long-standing love of pets. Subaru has been a sponsor of the SAG Awards for the last 14 years, and is also a supporter of the SAG-AFTRA Foundation, Cavalucci says. Another sponsors of the SAG Awards were United Airlines, Champagne Taittinger, L'Oréal Paris, Fiji Water and Dove Chocolate. Cavalucci tells Marketing Daily, since the SAG Awards are broadcast live, there is considerable social conversation around the event, and we can use this to our advantage in monitoring social conversation around the new dog-tested spots, as we know this is the isolated place they will debut. The media plan after the SAG Awards will carry out through the end of the quarter on networks such as AMC, Animal Planet, Comedy Central, Discovery, FX, HGTV, Nat Geo, Sci-Fi, TNT and USA. Cavalucci says, the Barclays have long resonated with Subaru consumers, who consider pets to be a member of their family and their co-pilot for all the adventures ahead. He says, we have a long-term commitment to pets and animal welfare, so the Barclay family has been a natural way for us all to bond over the shared love of pets. Plus, they're fun and a bit of whimsy. We've all imagined what our pets' alter egos would be, the Barclays is living that out loud. 2 spots feature the Subaru Impreza while 2 feature the recently unveiled 2019 Subaru Ascent. Drive Away shows the driving dog having difficulty stopping the Impreza to pick up his canine companion. Drop Off, where the parents are dropping off their pup at obedience school. Car Wash, which shows a group of canines washing the Ascent. And Driving Lesson, where a group of geese distract the dog trying to learn to drive a Subaru Impreza. Cavalucci says, Subaru has a long-standing commitment to dogs and animal welfare, and we've been making dog spots as a light-hearted representation of that. The Barclays play in a pure entertainment space. They are meant to be fun and entertaining to generate love for Subaru by connecting with our people on some of our dearest common ground.
Tesla finally put the Model 3 in a few of its California showrooms, specifically the Palo Alto, Stanford Shopping Center in Los Angeles, Century City. It was starting to seem like the car would never be in showrooms, or at least not many, due to the early production bottlenecks and the fact that the automaker has to fill about 500,000 pre-orders. Now, Tesla will be adding a Model 3 to a few other key locations in California. Soon, people will be able to check out the car at the Tesla showroom in Walnut Creek, as well as a Santana Row store in San Jose. While these California locations don't really come as much of a surprise, the real news, which is likely much more exciting to those who will be able to partake, is Model 3s popping up at locations on the East Coast. People in California may see Tesla vehicles all the time, and there are a plethora of Tesla showrooms in the Golden State, but this isn't really the case in most other parts of the U.S. The newest locations open Friday, January 19, 2018, in New York and Boston. The first is at the Tesla store in Manhattan's Meatpacking District, and the other is at Boston's Boylston Street showroom. A Miami location will unveil the car this weekend. At this point, customers can look at the car and sit in it. However, Tesla is not yet offering test drives. With only one vehicle at each of just a few locations, lines are long. The automaker has already had to set a time limit for each customer during busy times. If some 500,000 paid reservations weren't enough, reports are showing that people are handing over the $1,000 deposit during these Model 3 viewings. It's not a wonder that Tesla wasn't in a huge hurry to get the car out in the public eye, since the automaker is struggling to fill just a handful of orders, and now the reservations are growing.
Technology developed by Nissan for the battery-electric Nissan Leaf will be used in an electric bus project led by a team from Kumamoto University. It starts testing next month in Japan, with the goal of making zero-emission public transit more widespread and affordable. The bus, named Yoga ECO Bus, will feature 3 batteries, 3 electric motors and an inverter from the Nissan Leaf. Nissan is also developing a dedicated gearbox for the bus and offering technical support. The company hopes the technology can help the project achieve its goal of creating environmentally friendly buses for public transportation systems in Japan. The initiative brings together talent and expertise from the automotive industry, government and academia. It is part of the university's ongoing involvement with the Japanese Ministry of Environment project that aims to reduce or eliminate CO2 and other emissions from larger vehicles such as buses and trucks. Real-world testing is scheduled to begin in February in Kumamoto City in western Japan. An obstacle in creating large electric vehicles has been the high cost of development and parts, including batteries and electric motors. By using technology already conceived and perfected by Nissan, the cost of manufacturing electric buses can be greatly reduced. Toshiro Matsuda, Kumamoto University project leader said, "We hope to improve Japan's environment by standardizing the manufacturing of EV buses with help from the know-how of automakers. Our goal is to develop EV buses that are well balanced in terms of being friendly to the environment and having low development costs."
It may be love that makes a Subaru, but we suspect that a good deal of research and engineering went into the design, development and manufacturing of the new Crosstrek. Featuring some key upgrades for the 2018 model year, this capable car could be an ideal vehicle for buyers who want a compact SUV that drives like a sedan but also offers SUV sturdiness and cargo capacity. Subaru was smart enough, or got lucky enough, to catch the early wave of interesting crossover vehicles that turned into the tidal flood of our current SUV obsession. The Outback of the early 2000s foreshadowed the light-duty adventure vehicles that now dominate the American road. The newly refreshed Crosstrek is a 4-door SUV that seats 5 adults comfortably. Not as swanky as the top Outbacks, nor as spare as a stripped-down Forester, the Crosstrek model line starts with the $22,710 2.0i and climbs through the premium and limited models, with manufacturer-suggested retail prices starting at $27,210, including destination charges. All 3 are powered by the same 4-cylinder boxer engine, which makes a reported 152 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque. This engine, new for 2018, is lighter than earlier power plants and is fuel-injected, which produces a few more horsepower and offers improved fuel economy. Energy is delivered to the road through a continuously variable transmission and Subaru's excellent all-wheel drive system. That's not a lot of horses under the hood, but the CVT manages the power well, and the continuous all-wheel drive system, paired with Subaru's active torque vectoring and traction control, give the car an extremely planted feel. Around the city, the Crosstrek benefited from tremendous visibility, sporty corner-to-corner acceleration and nimble handling. Parking was eased too, by the very good backup camera. The steering and suspension felt tight and well-tuned, though the braking seemed a little mushy at times. It also felt safe, though it seemed relatively light in the body, and not as sturdy as the higher-end Outbacks. Full disclosure, we liked the one we drove for 10 years. The 2018 model was named a top safety pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, and scored in the top category in all the IIH's crash tests. We enjoyed the drive experience more when we did my own gear selection, via the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, standard on the Limited and an available option on the Premium. This put the horsepower and torque to maximum use and increased the car's spunky feel. On the freeway, in manual or automatic mode, the Crosstrek felt comfortable and capable, even at higher speeds. It's not quite as quiet as one might like, despite an improved acoustic windshield, and suffers from the same wind and tire noise that plagues a lot of four-wheel drive SUVs. A day-long drive might get tedious, but a run to Malibu and back, enjoying the Harman Kardon optional audio system, was perfectly pleasant. Subaru's version of adaptive cruise control, part of Subaru's EyeSight driver assist technology, which includes pre-collision braking, lane keeping assist and lane departure warnings, impressed me as well above average. The EyeSight system is an optional upgrade on the Premium and Limited Crosstreks. When set to moderate freeway speed, it helped the model we drove slow gradually when the traffic slowed, and speed up gently as the traffic returned to normal, without any of the "hey, look out!" jerkiness that seems baked into some manufacturers' ACC systems. Subaru's onboard infotainment system comes in two versions and includes a 6.5-inch screen on some models and an 8-inch screen on the Limited. In that formulation, it comes standard with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, along with voice-activated controls, a CD player, dual USB ports and an easy-to-initiate Bluetooth system. The model we drove also had standard front seat heaters, a reminder of how well Subaru has done with its four-wheel drive, four-season cars that function so admirably in rough weather states. Of the three trim lines, only the top 2.0i Limited model comes standard with Subaru's X Mode and L descent control. We didn't spend enough time off-road to take advantage of these features, but when paired with the Crosstrek's advertised 8.7 inches of ground clearance, increased cargo space and standard roof rails, they should enable some of the kind of backcountry adventuring that Subaru highlights in its advertising campaigns. How many will test the Crosstrek's off-road mettle? Folks in icy, snowy climes will find the all-wheel drive useful, and will use that roof rack for skis and snowboards. Southern California drivers may want to spin some sand in Joshua Tree or hit the local slopes once the snow starts falling again.